cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe, and I've gotten you a present that I...
Hi friends, we're gonna do our nails today. So my nails right now are completely clear of any product. I took off the previous set. I'm also gonna tell you I have a few extra things that you may not need, but I have, but we're gonna go through them. So I have no products, my cuticles are cleaned up, my nails are prepped, all that stuff. I do have a electric e-file. This is the one I have. I have it linked to my Amazon store. This is the Melody Susie one. It's really, really good. If you guys have been with me for a minute, you already know I was a acrylic attempter during the COVID lock-in. So some of the stuff I have from that point on. I'm also going to remind you guys, I have a lot of different bits, but I'll share which ones I use. Be kind, because I'm an over driller, and sometimes you get a little too excited. I am going to use some dehydrator. This is, yeah, Extra Bond. It just helps keeps the nails on there. You don't have to use this. You could just use a little rubbing alcohol to make sure you remove all the oils and everything. But the set we are going to use is the BEETLES one from Amazon. I think it's like 15, 16 bucks. And the only thing is I'm going to use different tips. These come with a lot of tips. These tips are plastic, okay? And they are a long coffin shape. I wanted to do something. I wanted to try the gel tips. So I also picked these up from Amazon. I think these were like $10. And I already did 2 sets using these. I did, Becky wanted some little nails and Sophie had her nails done. And these are just a round oval tip. And these ones are pre-etched. So you honestly could just apply. That's what they look like. Also, I wanted to get this set because it had a bigger range in numbers. Because of, I have a lucky thumb, as they would say, and it's very wide. So the ones from BEETLES did not have a wide enough nail for my toe thumb. And inside this kit also comes a UV light. It's this little guy. Honestly, I kind of wish I have the gooseneck one because it's kind of a pain, but it'll do its job, and they're nail glue. So that's what we're gonna do. Like I said, I'm just gonna add the dehydrator. I am gonna listen to some true crime because for me that's relaxing. I'm going to plug in my lamp. Oh, also, I have another UV lamp. This is from Amazon as well. So I have 2 of them. I mean, I do have a little bit extra stuff, but I really find them to be very helpful. So get what you can get. I mean, you can use a hand file and skip the electric file, but I do feel that you get a better application with the e-file, but you do whatever it is that your budget has in store. I think that all of these looks could be done without the use of all this other stuff. It's just gonna take a little bit longer to have more of a crisp look. And for me, the investment was not that bad, because like I said, I did have this stuff already, but even if you go in for a full set of nails, you're gonna pay like 75 bucks. All this together is probably just that, and you can do multiple sets. Like I said, I've already done 2 full sets on my kids, so yeah, true crime. Let's continue this true crime extravaganza here.
26-year-old Loretta Saunders was in an exciting place in her life. She was studying criminology at St. Mary. Big change for her, and she found the whole transition very overwhelming. Sadly, before long, her mother Miriam said that she was deep into a drug addiction, which at one point was so bad she was sleeping on the streets.
So for this particular pinky, not every finger is going to match. That's what's the beauty of having a bunch of different sets. So for this pinky, for example, you're gonna want, if you're in between size, you wanna go for the size that's a little bit bigger. You don't want it to be too short. This one is a little too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a file and I'm gonna hit the sidewall just to have it fit, and then just do a little bit and then just kind of keep it going and see how it works out for you. Just hit it a little bit. I think just a smidgen more. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so now that we have that, we have our nails. So these can go away. And then we have our nails that we're going to use. So what I like to do next is we've already prepped our nails, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the nail glue and I am going to give my nails a coat. This stuff is thick. It's like a bonder gel, okay? And you want to just give all of your nails a quick coat. And make sure that you're, you know, pretty good with this. You don't want to just slap it on. You want to make sure it covers all the nail, but you're not like going over your cuticle or anything like that. If you need one of those brushes to clean up your edges, get one. I actually bought a pack of them off of Amazon as well because I cannot paint nails to save my life. So anyways, you're gonna go through and give yourself a coat of this polish, of this glue, and painting your whole nail, and then I want you to cure it for 60 seconds underneath your LED light. If you didn't have the LED light, you could go through and use this guy. This is, I believe, 60 seconds, and it's censored. So as soon as it's done, it'll shut up on its own. And now I have all my nails set up. I have a little brush right here, and in this I have some acetone. Because just in case I add too much glue, because this is essentially my 4th time doing this, so I'm still very much a newbie at this. If I put too much glue, I want to make sure that I can just hurry up and clean it and wipe it off. Also, so when you're doing this, if you were to use the Beetles one, I would suggest like to etch out the inside with a drill, but you don't have to do that as well. Their directions say you don't have to, but this is just something I've learned. So I'm gonna go through with this glue. And depending on who you talk to, the length of your nails, they'll say like to put a whole ton of it and stuff like that. I haven't found that I needed that much, because the first one I did, I followed the like 2 technique where they say like to paint the inner well of the nail and then to like basically clean off your brush and leave a big scoop of nail glue. But when I did that, it like came out the top and it made them very thick. So I don't want to do that again. And I didn't do this when I did the other 2. So you're gonna take your nail, again, this is my lucky nail, my toe thumb. I was born like this. And what you wanna do, you don't wanna just put it on right away. You wanna kind of go at a 45 degree. I hate showing this nail to you guys. But anyways, so you just put it on and you have it meet your cuticle. And then you'll see like pushing it down. Looks good. Make sure the whole nail's covered. There's no air bubbles. And then you're going to bring it down here and cure it. You're gonna hold it for a few seconds, and then you just let the nail do the rest of the work. So there is gonna be a little bit of glue here, especially on this nail, because the nail is curved. The actual nail is really rounded. And I can clean that up with my power drill. That's not my nail drill. But nonetheless, we just want to make sure that we are getting no air bubbles. Air bubbles are a no, because that's what's going to make them lift and you won't retain them as long. So these are just little tips and tricks that I'm going through, and you just want to take your time. Also, look at your nail, kind of bring it out and look at it to make sure if it looks okay or not. Because if it looks a little crooked, you don't want to cure it, because once you cure it, honey, it is on. So if you have to, you could always add more glue or whatever. So first nail is on and we are in business. So we're gonna go through and then say, hey, these don't last more than a week. I'm gonna tell you what, I spent a lot of money on nails that didn't look good a week later. You could always fix them yourself. You could do a new set every 3 days if you wanted to. All right, so you see I'm coming up on like 45 degree. I don't freaking know. See, I hope you guys seen that I lifted it up right there because I wasn't happy with the placement. How does that look? That looks pretty good. It's crooked. You know what, we're gonna apply just a little bit more glue because I don't like how it looked. And I hope you guys see, this is like real life, okay? We just trying to live our best life on a budget. I just felt like it was looking a little crooked, and I felt like I had an air bubble. So you just hold it there for like maybe the first 10 seconds, and there you go. We are working on the last finger here, and I just want to show you, they are long. We are going to, I'm probably going to leave these a little bit longer because these are going to be like my Christmas nails. So I want them to be kind of long and festive and fun. I'm listening to, have you guys ever heard, listened to Anna Uncovered? I really like her true crime too. She has a really good way of telling stories, but nonetheless, this part is done. You can put this little lamp away now. And what I like to do, so here we have all the tips on now, okay? Everything is good. Before I start filing or anything, I'm actually going to put them underneath my lamp again, and I'm going to cure them all again for 60 seconds. Just a little extra step to make sure that the glue is all cured and so the retention is. All right, so here is what the nails look like. I am going to take, and I just cured them, so we're all good, but now is the part where we're gonna start shaping. So I like to pull back, and there's a little bit of glue on this side here. And I am going to keep the oval shape and just round them off. Now, I know these are long, okay? I know these are long, but the beauty of doing these things at home is that, you know, after Christmas and they're too long for me to do like daily tasks, I could just trim them down myself and be on my way. So again, I'm keeping them long for the sake of, you know, being a little extra glitzy and glammy. So you're gonna make sure though that when you file, you get your file right on the side, and you kind of, you don't wanna push it like this, because that's how you're gonna get your nail crooked. You kind of wanna come underneath, and you don't wanna go too hard, making sure you're separating the side. And I am just rounding out the tip. Now again, I'm not a professional, so if you are and you're like, girl, you're just messing up, probably. But, you know, I'm just trying. And I like these as well because since I had acrylics on, my nails are a little damaged. So, okay, so nails are shaped. I just, like I said, shaped up the corners, and now we're going to go in with our drill. I have a couple different bits here. I have a sanding bit that I'm going to use. This is a white sanding bit. It's a kind of fine bit that you can get these off of Amazon. And then this is like a turpine bit. This is kind of a big deal. I remember I spent some cash on this one. I think I spent like 30 bucks on this bit, but this bit will take off just about anything. So you will go on here. You can get all types of bits. I mean, literally, I have a little thing right here. You can order all of this stuff. I even want to say this drill comes with a bit, but with this drill, you turn on and then, but I will say I try to keep it as low as possible because especially with this bit, you will cut yourself. And as you can see, I don't know when to quit drilling. I just seal around the cuticle. Now, doing this is going to prevent any lifting. It's going to give you a nice look because it's going to look like it grew out right from your own natural nail. And you know, you can do this at night. There's no crazy smells. The only thing you can really smell in my house right now is the acetone. But I just prefer to use acetone anyways, so. Okay, so that's all you gotta do. And then you're just gonna go through and do all of your fingers. I don't know if you guys can see, but you're gonna go real gentle, okay? And you're just gonna go right where, and you could see I'm like pulling it back here. Gosh, I don't have all this fancy equipment that these nail people have, okay? I don't know, I hope you guys can see, but I pull it back, right? Because I don't want to nick my cuticle either. Because, you know, that skin is real soft and it will bleed. And I like to keep my drill nice and low because I don't want to lose control of it. Letting the tip touch, and I'm literally just going like that. So it's still pretty gentle. And if I use the belly of the drill to remove the polish, but the tip I just use to seal up the cuticle, and if, you know, going from there. So, all right, I'm gonna do that for all my fingers. With my non-dominant hand, I really take my time, and usually like I'll grab a box and I'll just kind of go through. So it takes a little bit of time with your non-dominant hand, but it's worth it because you don't want to cut it.
Using or refuse to have outside assistance, shall we say. I filed Freedom of Information Act request, and I got 2 different.
So also what I like to do after all the sanding and everything has been done, I just kind of go back and I just make sure the shape is as good as I can make it. And then I will take a little rubbing alcohol and I'm going to remove all the dust and debris from my nail. All right, so nails are shaped, they're buffed, they're applied, clean them off, we're all good. Right here I have a like cleanup brush and a little bit of acetone that I just have right here. And I got these nail polishes from Amazon, and these are the reflective glitters. And this is the one I think I want to use. Yep, this one. So it looks just like a kind of ruby slipper type deal, but then when you hit it with a flashlight, it like shines. It's beautiful. There's plenty of other colors too. I was actually thinking about doing just all over like silver glitter. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. They even have this one that I thought was green, but it looks kind of blue. But I think I'm just gonna stick with the red. I'm just gonna stick with the red. They have it in black too. It's all really pretty. So I'm gonna go through, paint these, take your time. Definitely invest in one of these because it makes it a breeze. Because like I said, I am not a nail painter by trade for sure. I'm just gonna shake those up. I'll have this set linked down in the description box down below. But what I like to do is I will just put a chunk on there and I kind of just scoot it around my nail bed and then bring it down. And then I always do 2 coats. Again, I'm sure I'm doing this all wrong, but you know, I'm trying, honey. And I'm saving myself some cash right now. And I'm actually enjoying this process. And then these are kind of long. I am gonna say that. These are pretty long, but it's all good. And I don't wanna do that. So I just go around. Just take your time. Oops. And then paint your whole nail. I'm telling you though, when you see this reflex with the with a flash, it's really, really. All right, so that's the first time using this reflective polish, and I will say it doesn't dry down. It stays tacky. I don't know if it's, and I've cured it for way long enough. Oh hell. And we're gonna do a top coat. This is the D&D top coat. It's a really good one. I also like one from, what is that one called? Not Polish. That one's really nice too. So make sure that you are giving it a nice coat, even coat, going all the way down, and make sure you're hitting your sides as well. And then what I do is I also do one of those so you don't lose your shape because it'll get a little bulky. But I'm also going to just file it one more time before we're almost done. Honestly, a full set for me, because I'm still learning, is taking me about an hour. All right, so nails are cured. And then what I like to do is take a fine grit nail file. This is a 180 grit. This is a Mia Secret one. They have a local nail shop here, and like I said, I used to buy all this stuff in bulk when I was doing at-home acrylics. And I just kind of go through and just clean up again. With the top coat that I use, that D&D one, you do not need to swipe it or clean it or whatever. It's not tacky afterwards. which I love. So this is what they look like. Next up, I'm gonna add some cuticle oil. I believe this is from Amazon. I don't know. I keep mine at my bedside, and what I like to do is I put it on before bed. I like to use my cuticle oil twice a day, and I put it around my cuticle, obviously, and then you kind of go into the inside, and that's gonna, when your nails like start pulling away from your tips is because they're dehydrated, and the oil will prevent that from happening. So again, will lead to better retention. So, and then I just make sure everything is done. I will leave a link. I think actually all this stuff is already in my Amazon store. So I have my Amazon store linked down below, and this is a glow up at home. Yeah, excuse my red cuticles because your girl just does too much with the drill, but that's what they look like.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe, and I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down, and the storm is on its way, but as long as you're around, everything will be okay.